Welcome to the gallery. Welcome back to the gallery. We are September 2019, about to present you our 9th exhibit of 2019, an exhibit called Prints and Multiples. Happy to have you back in the fall season. If you notice, I'm wearing a long sleeve and not shorts this time. The last couple of months have been a nice weather, hot, but today is in the 60s and things will get, I think, colder, which I look forward to. Coming to the exhibit, we representing this exhibit about 35 artists' works, and it's a gathering of a collection of an incredible body of work, 17th to the 20th century artworks, and the works are all various mediums of prints and multiples. And we're talking about various techniques of processes of printmaking. Artists spend lots of time reproducing their own work in editions, sometimes in works of the same, and sometimes they did things called APs, which are called artist proofs. This particular artist's beautiful portfolio of work is from my personal private collection. Is a French artist by the name of Aristide Maillol, and Maillol lived, he was basically sculptor, 19th century, and he passed away in 1944. He lived a good life. This particular body of work represents all their whole lithographs and silkscreen prints of primarily nude imagery. Female figures, some duo, some single. This is a very, very large piece that we have. It's a very beautifully framed, molded piece with his little plaque on here of his age and date of birth and passing away. An artist that did lots of work, mostly very large sculpture pieces, and these were his studies actually that he created when he created this body of work. And panning over here, we have a few more horizontal and some vertical images. Hi, to continue the exhibition on the other side of the gallery in the front entrance to the right, I just want to share with you some of other prints that are in the stock for this Prints and Multiples exhibition. This particular piece, it's called Church Abstract. It's by a Russian artist by the name of H.D. Gursak. Gursak lived from the 1930s, still living, and this particular piece is called Church Abstract, and it's a hand-blocked woodcut, and it was created in 1974. You could see St. Basil, the church, and Russian sort of Moskva Orthodox cross on the side here. It's an interesting body of work. It's an older piece that I've had in my personal collection. Then going across the way, some very decorative pieces. Margarita in 1899. Two women, a bride and a bridesmaid, it looks like. Very beautiful tinted lithograph. First piece as you enter is Salvador Dali's piece here. He was born in 1904 and passed away in 1989. It's an etching. It's also works beautifully framed, and it's a work part of our Prints and Multiples exhibit. And please, when you come to the gallery, always sign our little guest book and make comments if you wish. And we're going to continue the exhibit going this way. Again, we have upwards of 60 pieces of art, 35 artists. This particular piece is an artist that I personally knew, Matthew Kenyon, contemporary artist who graduated about 15 years ago from University of Massachusetts Dartmouth Art Department campus. And it's a wonderful, he's basically a printmaker and he's also a potter. Then we move on. Passing on from Matthew Kenyon, we have Cynthia McGill. Cynthia is an artist from New Hampshire, an Armenian artist. Last name is McGill Motian, maiden name. And this particular piece is a piece that she did about 15 years ago, and it's a piece, the title of the piece is called Grandma's Wishes. It's an intaglio piece, and it's an original piece from her collection. And moving on next door here to the left, you'll see one more of Cynthia's work, and it's called Tree of Life. It's a wonderful reclining nude with the energy of the stomach coming out from the tree. Going back to 15th, early 16th century, 1471 to 1528, Durer's work, we have multiple pieces. So this one is called The Martyrdom of Saint John the Evangelist Apocalypse series. And we have another one of our contemporary artists, living artists originally from Chicago, received his MFA from RISD 1971, printmaker, screen maker, and also a photographer by the name of Alan Metnick. So this particular one deals with the war of the Iraqi war, and this particular one is called Saddam's Threat in 1990 and 1991, when the original Iraqi war started. And continue on, another Durer piece, and this one is a very popular piece, and also it's a beautiful print. It's called The First Massacre of 10,000 Christians. It's a beautiful print. Again, Durer was a 15th century, early 16th century artist. And moving on to the following few more, and then we have Dan Swan. It's a Winter Marsh, a beautiful etching, followed by Vladimir Ayvazyan, a wonderful printmaker from Armenia, who was born in 1915, the year of the genocide. He passed away, unfortunately, 20 years ago in 1999. A Virgin Mary fresco. It's another beautiful piece that's an etching original. Finally, on this wall is David Hickey. It's Ravens, Night Carriers of Dreams. This one is a print that he made from one of his originals, and he was living in Newport, Rhode Island, and moved to Nova Scotia. Continuing on the back wall of Gallery Z of our current Print and Multiples exhibition, we have two large pieces of, these are limited edition of facsimile from Marc Chagall. He was born in 1887 to 1985 when he passed away. This particular piece is called Sur la route du village. Just by the route to the village is the title. And then continuing on, another limited edition facsimile of Marc Chagall, born in 1887, Red Bouquet with Lovers. I love this piece, very pink, very red, very colorful, and there's a figure down here. You know, there's all these floating figures all in his imagery, very vibrant print. And it's facsimile signed, it's not original signed, and it's a limited edition, 65 out of 500. Continuing on our back left wall, a couple of very interesting older pieces, very nicely matted, framed, Japanese prints. These are silkscreen prints, antique pieces. Then we move on with a very interesting nautical piece, and it's the general view of fortification for the defense of the city of New York. I mean, that's really a beautiful piece, very reasonably priced. That particular piece is a lithograph. Moving on to the left side, the second Japanese print. It's a silk screen print. In our middle newly built wall, we're presenting on two sides multiple pieces, some very floral, all again processes of printmaking. In the time of this era, a lot of artists were giving different interpretations, some for love, some with colorful natural landscapes, and some very political. So we have in this area a very beautiful pastoral scene. It's called Pastoral, actually, Landscape 1, and it's an aqua tint. It's a colored aqua tint piece, original piece by Arthur Cox. Then we go to the left for another nude piece here by a British artist. It's a limited edition hand embellished serigraph, which is very important, hand embellished serigraph. So this is two processes. It's by the artist of Peter Nixon, and this is called Grace X, as in a letter X. Followed by the second one, Pastoral Landscape number 2 by Arthur L. Cox. And down below, starting in this area, we have a local artist that's done a relief print with encaustic, actually, which is a very interesting process by our very well-known and established artist by the name of Michael Bryce, and another artist from northern part of our country here, from New England, from Vermont area, is Carol Travers Loomis, who is a incredible artist that particularly does her etchings are all very humorous, and they're some very colorful, some very duotone, and they have an incredible sense of humor. We move on to a smaller piece, and this particular piece is Rialto, is an artist from Paris, actually. I picked up this piece at Jacob Javits Center about 20-something years ago. It's also a limited edition piece. Again, 2019, September. This particular exhibit is our Prints and Multiples exhibit, the 9th exhibit of the year. I want you all to take an opportunity to look online of our website, galleryzprov.com, and every piece of art on this exhibit will be online and available for purchase on our online store. It's very important for you to physically come and experience our exhibit. Some people come and they say, what happened to this painting? But that was 3 exhibits ago. So we're moving fast, and we've booked 2020 exhibits. Very excited about the list. I want to end this exhibition piece, the last piece of this exhibition, for this Mikhail Chamyakin. Mikhail Chamyakin is an artist from Russia. He was born in 1943, Moscow, in Moscow, and this is an editioned serigraph. Chamyakin is a very eccentric artist. His works are rather large and very vibrant, very colorful. He's still living. He's a little bit ill now, and he's living in upstate New York. Has moved to America and enjoying works in creating works in America for the last 35 years. I'm very proud to also announce that this particular piece is for my personal private collection. I bought this from an art dealer about 22 years ago from Massachusetts, and I just personally have hung this piece in my own personal studio and my own gallery in the past, and have had many exhibits with this in multiple locations, but would love to place this painting in somebody's home or business. It's a very reasonably priced piece. We have Chamyakin's entire biography here. We always have biographical information, and every piece of art we sell, we provide authenticity papers. And I want to thank you again for visiting Gallery Z. Thank you so much.